Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years. But there should be no hesitation in your weight loss and maintenance. Today I want to talk about how to deal with hunger or excessive hunger. Now before beginning, if you need help from the weight loss perspective, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also, check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes, my 2 books, which you can buy on Amazon, my movie podcast, The Cinema Rag, which you can find on Apple and Spotify. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, I have read some of your comments, and some of you guys have a hard time with hunger. You're hungry all the time. And I remember one particular commenter was asking, how do I deal with the hunger, especially at late night, like before I go to sleep? And I don't know what to tell you. I've never had this problem. I wouldn't say I've never had this problem, but since I've been fasting daily since 2014, I've never had this problem. And in general, I'm not hungry during the day at all. But I do remember pre-fasting, not just when I was fat, but also all those years where I was doing calorie in, calorie out, and waking up and having breakfast at 5:30 in the morning, that I would get hungry. And I suspect it has to do with a couple of things. One is if you have a very high carb diet, you're going to be hungry more often. I see this played out with my kids. They'll want to have cereal in the morning like at 8, and then at 10 they're hungry again. Now lots of times they're just bored or they're really thirsty and they think they're hungry. But when you have a very high carb, high starch diet, the body metabolizes that very, very fast. And so it'll send cues of hunger again. So this is why you get hungry again. This is where you get this idea of having 6 meals a day, because you're always hungry. I got to eat 6 small meals a day to keep the metabolism going, like throwing the coal into the furnace of the train. And I do remember getting hungry more often when I was eating often and having a high carb diet. When I started daily fasting, all that went away. All that went away. Like right now, I'm recording this, I'm about to go into church here, 12 o'clock. I don't have hunger pangs. I break my fast around 3, but I don't have hunger pangs. And I think some of it is like I've been doing this for almost a decade daily, and I think the body is used to it. But I don't recall like in 2014, 2015, and there's an episode on Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior where I talk about how I kind of went from the shift from calorie in, calorie out to fasting. So you might want to check that one out, see if I'll remember to put the banner in. Probably won't remember to put the banner up here in the video, but back then I don't remember having hunger pains also. And the thing is this, like fasting mimics a ketogenic high fat diet, and it does, because you're tapping into fat reserves to use as energy, as ketones. So the body, we've talked about this, and you probably already know this, like one of the benefits of fasting is this. Now, I don't fast for that anymore. I fast for the cognition and mental clarity and better workout times. And really, I don't understand the point of eating if I'm not hungry, right? When you get off of that kind of paradigm, that hamster wheel, you realize, like, shouldn't I just drink water if I'm thirsty? Shouldn't I just eat when I'm hungry? But the fasting makes your body convert fat into ketones to use as energy. And I think that once you start fasting, and now some people are different. I know people in my life who fast who are hungry and they hate it. I mean, they're hungry and their energy is crap all the way to like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and they've done it for weeks, if not months, and they still feel that way. I've never had that problem, but I do know that there's some people who do have that problem. But for me, I don't have that problem. So when your body is fasting as a whole and has become fully fast adapted, hunger pangs can go away. I think another thing that you can do as well is when you do break your fast, and again, I am recommending that you fast. Everybody should be fasting, I think, in my humble opinion. That break it with a high-fat lunch. Eat the nuts. Eat the guacamole. Eat the high-percentage dark chocolate, or eat the eggs, the whatever steak. Eat the keto, because the keto is going to keep you in that fasting state. And also, fatty foods, high-fat foods, whether they be monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, are filling, they're satiating. So if you're eating a high-fat meal, you're more likely to satiate yourself, and therefore you're less likely to get hungry later on. And I would tell you that if you're getting hungry at 10 o'clock at night, it's likely because you're not eating a high-fatty meal. So your dinners should be, again, very, I wouldn't say necessarily keto, because I'm not a firm proponent of daily carnivore, daily keto. It should be relatively low carb, but I would eat a lot of your fat around that point as well. And then if you do get hungry at 10, we have something called self-restraint. Just don't eat. Don't eat. You don't have to eat, even if you have hunger pangs. But I recommend, like, if you do the fasting, and if you do the kind of switching from the high carb to the high fat, low carb, I think your hunger pangs will go away. Guys, post in the comments. Let me know if you deal with this. If you don't deal with this, hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.